Space Coconut.
Okay, ladies and gents. Today, I'm feeling much better. I do have a little bit of a cough, but it's important. Leaks by Daylight released some data on the next killer, and someone had ripped all of the animatics from the animatics and the audio from the files, and we're going to put some things together because I think we've just been told who the next killer is. So okay. So in the archives, there's a track of content labeled "The Alchemist." I don't have the text for those different things, but for those different options. But we do have the audio files, and the last one is the most important one. I can't convert the audio from the file type, so I just typed it out, and I'm going to read it to you. He's lost. He doesn't know where he is. He sees things like tentacles reaching out to him from the fog, and he knows they're not real. None of it is. He's losing his mind if he hasn't lost it already. His eyes play tricks on him. He sees giant, nameless creatures looming over him. It doesn't matter. They're not real. None of it is. His hunger confuses him, oppresses him. He'd do anything for that feeling again. Anything. Even return to the trials. He would. He'd rip survivors and killers apart, limb from limb, for that feeling again. He begins to mumble words. A promise. One flower. One flower, and I will do anything. Okay, that was embarrassing, but let me know what you thought about that. I might do more in the future. Okay, so here is the animatic that's related to it. Now again, this is a spoiler. If you don't want to be spoiled by the stuff that's in the archives and you want to discover it on your own, skip ahead. For those of you who don't care, here it is. Okay, I looked it up after I recorded the video. The video was released by a YouTuber named Nico Is Here. So I haven't checked out his channel. Don't know what else he has up there. Check it out, see what he's got. Anyway, so now we're going to move on to the leaks, the leaked data that Leaks by Daylight released, and we're going to take a look at some of the important pieces in there so we can try and figure out just what this killer is going to do. Now, the bit of information that was released are basically all of the audio links and ties and timings and all of the magic that goes on to creating a noise when an action happens for a killer. So all of these have audio tied to it. All of these are actions that the killer is going to take and things that are going to trigger audio events. So the first thing that we need to take a look at, and as people are speculating on this, there is a thing called duration type. It's called one shot, and people are worried that it's going to be another exposed status effect, but this is just audio. If we take a look at the different section, okay, I'm just going to record it like this. So alright, so you can't really see my mouse on this. I'm going to move it up here. Well, can I do this? No, I can't. Okay, so I'll just use this as a signal, right? So this thing right here, it says one shot, but this isn't naming the power or what the power is going to do. This killer probably isn't going to have an exposed status effect. This duration type says one shot, and over on the right, over on the right here, there's another one that says duration type infinite. So these two are just two categories of audio file. So we don't have to worry about the exposed status effect being on this killer. But what this does tell us is that the one shot that's tied to the killer's power, it says audio event power for Sweden, sweet abs, right? It's the one shot. Now that I'm looking at this, okay, so I'm just going to focus on the one shot for right now. So one shot is, I imagine it like the Huntress's hatchet. When she throws it, you get that ha, right? That's it. It's just one thing that happens, one audio trigger that happens. So unlike the Trapper, where you have the clicking of the trap or the hag as she draws the line, you have the channeling of Myers' stalking, right? That weird sound. Or same with the ghost. None of those would be a one shot, but it would be instant and swinging. So I'm tying this to be similar to the Huntress's hatchet or the clown throwing a bottle. So this killer, while I don't think he has a projectile, whatever this power is, you charge it up, it reaches a point, and then you can release it. So now the reason that I think this is down at the bottom, because I had a call and I had to stop the recording, and as I was in the call I was looking at this thing, and I think instead of comparing these powers to the Huntress, I think what we're going to do is we're going to compare it to the Doctor. So as I was saying before, where's my mouse? Okay, the duration type, one shot, where's my brush? Pen. Size, oh, fat, lid. Okay, so the duration, one shot, it only has to do with the audio event. It doesn't have anything to do with the power itself. Now, what I was looking at was over here, the audio events, where it says power, sweet abs, start, and stop. And on the same lines, we have infinite and one shot. So when the Doctor charges his power, he clenches his fist and you get that zappy sound, right? And when he releases it, you get the wham and it goes out. But if you hold his fist, you can hold that for an infinite amount of time, right? And then when you let it go, that sound only happens once. So the next killer's power is probably charged and released like the Doctor's or the Huntress's. They both work. The audio works the same in both. The same with the audio event, the mod charge and cancel. Charge start, cancel. The mod charge cancel and the mod charge start. They both work the same way. For the Huntress, she makes that whoop, and then if she puts it away, you get the clink of her putting it back in her belt. That's the cancel sound. For the Doctor, I don't think there is such a sound. So, but the Doctor charges it and he can cancel it. Same with Leatherface. He can cancel his power. It's charged up for an infinite amount of time also. So the power that this killer has is chargeable, like Leatherface, the Doctor, the Huntress. I'm sure there are a couple of others that I'm not thinking of right now. The Clown. The Clown also has a charge power like that. So the killer's power is probably going to work like that. Now, the important distinction here is in the top right where it says the status set crazy, set normal. Now, like the Doctor, I think this killer is going to have two modes. Now, whether he can willingly change between the two is up in the air. We don't know anything about that. But I think we know for sure that he has two different statuses. Kind of like Freddy Freddy was also. Like, survivors can be in the dream state and not. So maybe something similar. But for the killer, I don't know. I don't know if it's toggleable or not. It could be this mod charge. That could be swapping between the two, because like the Doctor, he has to charge up to switch modes. Maybe this isn't say mod, but maybe it's mode. Mode ready, mode change, mode charge, cancel, start. That could be it. Maybe he does manually swap modes. Maybe that's what this means. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, that's basically all the information that we have on the new killer right now. I can't really glean anything else from this information, but we have a head start. It's very unconfirmed, and this is we're entering speculation territory. But the stuff right here where it says crazy and normal, this is why I think we might be seeing the Alchemist as the next killer, because of that. Because of the scene during the animatic where he's walking down the forest and it flashes orange, and then he starts seeing things. That sounds kind of like what the crazy versus normal status would be. So pure speculation. There's these are the only facts that I can point to and go with that. So yeah, I really don't have anything else. That's just my thought, my opinion. I completely forgot about this tie-in. I'm going to go backwards a bit. The next killer they're working on is the Doctor. So it kind of leads me to believe that in the same way that, what's his face? Steve Harrington's perk, where you slowly heal yourself over time. I predicted that that's how the syringes would be changed, and what do you know, they were. So in this instance, the devs have said that the Doctor is next for tweaks and changes to his kit, or to the Doctor himself. If this killer is similar to the Doctor, then any changes that they're applying to the Doctor to make the Doctor better, they're going to take those changes and apply them to this new killer, so the new killer doesn't have the problems that the Doctor currently does. I don't play enough Doctor, so I don't know what changes he would need, but it would make sense that if they're working on the Doctor and this killer might be similar, that's why they're working on the Doctor next. Even though there are other killers that need it more, it's more efficient to work on the new killer who's similar to the Doctor and then work on the Doctor at the same time. So there are a couple of things that make me think this way. Maybe he switches from normal, after to, I don't know. We don't have enough information to say, but if it is the Alchemist, who many believe to be Vigo, it's going to be kind of a long time coming for Vigo to come back. And the next killer that I'd like to see, if we're going to original characters, would be Benedict, the original author of the journals. So that'd be kind of interesting. But for now, this is what we got. And I guess we only have a few weeks until the next chapter is released. In my opinion, this is all way too fast, but they're going to do what they want. But new killers are always nice. Hopefully he's actually good, but we'll see. Let me know what you think. Do you think the Alchemist is the next killer? What do you think his power is going to be like? And that's another thing. I mean, imagine using the serum or the juice as part of a power instead of just a one-time Halloween event thing. Kind of interesting. But anyway, I'm going to get to editing because I have to work and I have a life and I have things to do. Until tomorrow, I'll see you in the fog.